There are two ways in my mind of addressing the issue of virtual delivery of investigator training. One is to do it in real time, and the second is to do it asynchronously or on demand. They're two completely different approaches, and each has their pros and cons. Now, we touched in the previous presentation on the idea of a telecon, of people dialing in real time and answering questions that the study team have. That is a great example of how synchronous, real-time work works. In my personal view, it's one of the few examples of how real-time virtual delivery works, because our experience is that it is difficult. It is fraught with difficulty, technical difficulty and practical difficulty, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. What we find works very much better is on-demand or asynchronous training, and those are the examples that we're going to be showing you today. So real-time synchronous, you've mentioned a couple of proprietary packages that people routinely use within companies to work with colleagues in other parts of the world, and also sometimes to work with colleagues at investigational sites. They do have advantages. People can sometimes enjoy them, but our experience, and perhaps your experience also, is that there are connection difficulties, availability of staff difficulties, connection problems, and that very real problem of, are the people who started there at 10 o'clock still there at 10:30 or even 10:10? Quite difficult to monitor people. So it has its place, but we find that there's much more flexibility in on-demand or asynchronous delivery. One of the key advantages is that it's not live, quite literally. So, for example, we're recording this presentation, and we will take that away and take out what we call the dirty bits. Not that there are going to be any inappropriate bits, but where the sound isn't good, where we have feedback on the sound system in this room, which is hopefully now over, and you may want to ask questions that may not be appropriate for a web-streamed environment. So we can take that out. Gives you a chance to clean it up, and it does make the presenter look a lot better than they are, which I'm very grateful for.